further south.
I remember those guys.
They were bad.
They're the reason we all got
news.
MIPs in Three Rivers because they went out there and got in a fight with one of them.
You sure it wasn't because you had fucking alcohol as a minor?
No.
Okay.
No, what happened was because
You're listening to the Gabe Molina podcast.
right outside of Three Rivers, within the city limits, but it was like out in the monte, just barely.
At the levee or what?
Yeah, around the levee area, and we were all drinking out there, and everybody took off running and was hiding behind the levee. I'll never forget it, man. That night, dude, the moon was perfect, right? The cops only went so far because it was a fence line, and then past the fence line was a levee, so they stopped at the fence line. Dude, if you were laying on the back of that levee, you would look down there. You fucking saw fucking kids laying on the back of that levee all the way down. An idiot, you know. So, you know, but so they were looking for because I guess he was a name that got brought up in that fight or whatever, right? And it was funny because I'll never forget that shit was out there, and then the cops says, "You need to come out. We're looking for you," right? And then I swear, I don't know if it was, but I'm sure it was. He just goes, "Come and get me."
Bo probably knows this. Lewis does. I don't know what you do, but we were.
Dude, what are you drinking? It looks like piss.
It's got electrolytes in it, man.
Well, I know the water does. It's usually clear.
Yeah, no, it's got the it's a.
You added more?
No. Oh yeah, it does have shit in it. Huh? Yeah, I added more. It's not terrible.
This looks like I drank too much piss.
No, I mean it tastes kind of weird, but it's good. But
no, I like that water. Every now and then I'll buy some.
Both dude. Whatever I eat or drink, it's because he fucking told me about it.
No, but I just drink the water.
I tell them,
yeah,
I don't drink it all the time.
I got a lot of great stories from childhood, but I got to change the names to protect the innocent.
Oh, we've been recording this whole fucking time. I'll cut it all out.
Oh, it's already going?
Oh yeah. Well, I'll cut it all out.
Oh shit! I didn't know that.
I'll cut
I'll be naming everybody.
I'll cut it all
As long
out.
as you don't
Dude, you're gonna have to put
anybody.
him in hiding.
Dude, the whole first part of the podcast is gonna be like beep 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 beep.
He's gonna have to move to Montana now.
Man, we thought
Become a fishing
Luis
guide.
was a nice guy. He's just
He's been spilling his guts over here.
Yeah, man, my mom was gonna hear what I was doing. Shit.
She's the one that went to the cops and got you off.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Dude, we were I think we're seniors or something, and you remember?
yeah.
He was a local PD, but he was busting all the local people.
Yeah.
One night he pulls us over in Thomas East Lincoln. It was me, Trey Moffitt, Damon Wilson, and Boo Boo Levon. And he's like, "Where y'all going?" And Chris is like, "Cruising." And he's like, "Well, what are you gonna do after you get done cruising?" And Chris goes, "Cruise some more." He's like, "Well, when you get done cruising, where are you going?" And Thomas, he goes, "To cruise some more." And he goes, "Well, not in this car. You got to bust a tail light, take it home." And so we're like, "Shit, man." Boo Boo's car, Suburban, was at the house with all the beer in it. So we're just cruising around, trying to find a party. And so Trey goes, "Hey, let's go try and fix it at my house." Well, you remember Corpus had Best? The store was just called Best.
Yeah, I remember.
It was a white bag with red Best letters. Dude, we were sitting there at Trey's house cutting the fucking red letters out and taping them to the back of the car. And we're like, hit your brake light. And it didn't work, right? So we're like, hey, let's go get Boo Boo's truck. We'll go pick Chris up at his house so he can take the car home. So we all go get Boo Boo Suburban at the house. We drive over to Thomas's house. And we turn the corner to go to his trailer by the church. And he's standing in the middle of the road like this with his hands up in the air. And the cops are all circled around him with their guns on him. And we're like, "Boo Boo, get out of here." So we start turning, right? We get out of the neighborhood, taking all these, turns. Everywhere we turn, there's a cop. There's a cop. There's a cop. And we're like, "What the fuck?" And so finally, we kind of get away from them all. And we get to like my side of town. And we're like, "Hey, let's go get rid of the beer. That way in case we get pulled over." And Levon's like, "No, if they wanted to pull us over, they'd have done it already." And so we're like, "Whatever, Boo Boo." Well, finally we're at the light there by, where the post office is coming to the light. We're at the light, and the cops pull up next to us on the right like they're going to turn. And so we're sitting there, we waved them, And so we go through the light, and they get behind us and pull us over in front of Bednor's. So it was an older white dude and a chick, and showed up. And so they tell me and Damon, hey, y'all go get on the wall. So me and Damon are like this, with all the cop lights. And they're like, Trey Moffitt. They're like, come over here, son. And so Trey's with it behind the lights with the cops. They're like, man, you had a hell of a game.
Like this.
Me and David Wilson are like this the whole time. And they're like, man, you had a hell of a game last week. I couldn't believe when you blah, blah, blah. And Trey's like, yes, sir, And we hear Boo Boo talk. At the time, only one side of doors opened on Levon Suburban because he had busted that fence.
That's why it was called Desert Storm.
Yeah, Desert Storm. And so it's funny because searched the car, but he has to crawl over the seats to get in the back. He finally finds the beer in the very back. And he's like, I'm writing you all MIPs. And we're like, fuck. Me and Damon are like, fuck, man. And Trey's still over there. And he's like, yeah, the second and third. And finally, Boo Boo goes, that's not my beer. He's lying his ass off. Whose beer is it? And Levon goes, that's my dad's beer. He goes, if we drive to your house right now, your dad will tell me this is his beer. And Boo Boo goes, my dad drinks whatever's on sale. And so me and Dave start cracking up. And so finally they get a call. And the other cops are like, gotta go. There's a domestic violence or something like in the barrio. No, and I'm writing them MIPs. And they're like, you gotta go. Some dude's beating some chick up. So he's like sitting there and he's thinking, and finally looks at Levon. He goes, you tell your dad if he wants his beer, he needs to come to the station and get it. And so they get in the cop cars and take off. So we get in the Suburban. We're like, man, what the fuck? We're like, we need to go get Thomasy. So we drive over to Chris's house, and Chris is like, we're like, Chris, guess what fucking happened? And he's like, no. You need to hear what happened to me. And we're like, well, what happened? He said, they said that we broke into Morrison's, and they wanted to see my hands because they said we were pushing a tire down the road. He said, so I showed him my hands and showed him that it wasn't dirty. And he said, I'm telling them, y'all, please keep it down. Don't wake my parents up. They're going to get mad. He said, they got their guns on me. And I said, if you don't believe me, go pull them over. And that's how we fucking got pulled over.
Oh, fuck.
So we're like, dude, we lost the beer. And so we go to Levon's house, and Levon's mom's there. And Levon's like, hey, mom, the cops took our beer. I need you to go get it. And she's like, okay. So we follow her in Desert Storm. We follow her over there to the sheriff's department. And Boo Boo goes in with her. And Boo Boo says she walks in and she goes to the dispatch lady and she goes, I'm here for my son's beer.
Oh, shit.
And she's like, oh, yeah. She gave her the fucking beer. She handed it to Levon. He got in the Suburban and we took off.
I remember that.
It was crazy. We didn't end up going to a party because afterwards we were just exhausted, man. It was like, dude, take me home, man. Take me home.
That shit wouldn't happen anymore, man.
No.
That's crazy.
She's like, I'm here for my son's beer. Dude, Rusty would take us. Or I never went with him, but I was at the party that the guys went with him to go get the beer. And Rusty would go and he'd lean on the counter. And the lady,
Williams?
Rusty Brown, Levon's dad.
Oh.
And he'd just lean on the counter talking to the girl. And she's like, can I help you? He's like, no, the boys are looking. She's like, yeah, okay. So Boo Boo would get Purple Passion, Fuzzy Navel, some beer. And you just had to get Rusty a 12-pack. I forgot. I don't remember what
That
he
was the tax.
Yeah, that was his tax. So you got him
The
his
boys are
beer.
looking.
So I know boys are looking. That's hilarious.
That's another thing too. We really need term limits on some of these people, man. That needs to be.
Not
That's
some of them, all of them.
All of them. Oh yeah, you're right. All of them.
That would solve a lot of issues
Yeah.
right there.
It's this career politician thing needs to stop.
I think the one person I trust at this point is Fetterman.
Yeah.
Oddly.
Yeah, but he just voted against the SAVE Act.
Oh,
Oh, did he really?
Everybody thought he was going to flip to a Republican, and he
got him.
voted against it. Huh. Well, yeah, I mean they threatened him. I mean they probably threatened his life.
Yeah. It's crazy.
That's crazy.
It's definitely a dirty game.
Which makes me go, what the fuck are we doing? It's almost like you literally have, and it's funny because my nephew was always very crazy with his conspiracies, and I used to watch. He used to talk about certain families running the whole world, right? And I'd go, okay, but take it with a grain of salt. And I love that Curse of Oak Island. I don't know if you ever watched that, but it's basically there's an island in Nova Scotia where they believe something big was buried there, by the Knights Templar. But it's interesting because they kind of go through the history of that area and the Knights and Europe and, what could be buried there. And it's interesting because at a certain point, and this was in the, 15, 16, 1700s, that time period, like there were literally a handful of families that ran the world, because there wasn't as the population. We don't have the population we had back then. So like they owned the ships, they owned the sailing, they owned, they were in Europe, whether they were English or French or whatever, Spanish, whatever they were, there was only a handful of families that ran all that. And it's funny because now I sit there and go, fuck, maybe they are still just a handful of families that run everything. And we just got to do what the fuck they tell us.
Didn't they just let the Templars back into the Vatican recently?
I don't know.
Like a few months, like last year, earlier this year?
I don't know.
They just, because they kicked them out and then they just let them back in recently.
Well, I think the King of France owed the Templars a lot of money because they were behaving like a bank. And instead of paying them back, I think he accused them of heresy or something and wanted them all killed. But it was his way of getting them. That was a long, long time ago. So I don't know if they've been.
Yeah, I know something. They just recently let them back into the Vatican or something. I don't know what it was.
I didn't know they still existed.
Yeah, there's like I guess there's a group of them that still, I guess, practice.
It's interesting. Bo Reed, you're a good reader.
I mean, I don't believe it.
Which one?
Just that it says no. I mean,
That they don't exist?
yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people that, I mean, there are just a couple of families that still have,
The Rothschild.
yeah, a lot of push that, and that's the thing. Trump is disrupting everything they want to do, and he's a cog in the wheel that they're trying to get rid of.
So
I mean, if Muslims move in, if all the illegals from Mexico move in, it becomes a disrupted nation, and then they control it when it's disrupted. I mean, that's how they make money.
yeah, the more chaos. Then I can tell you,
They've
it's
been doing it forever.
similar to like Al Sharpton and Jesse Jackson. Like, there's no need for them if there isn't chaos. If they're not saying, "Hey, I'll take care of this for you," like the federal government as well. It's kind of like, "Hey,
Right.
this is why you need me. Look at all these homeless people." I've said it before and may have talked about it last time, but like Gavin Newsom telling all these homeless people to come to California. And you find out it's for votes and money.
So it says here, the Vatican has not reinstated the original medieval Knight Templars order, which was disbanded in 1312. However, the Vatican has authorized a modern lay association with the Catholic Templars to serve as volunteers for the 2025 Jubilee. So I knew it was something like that.
I used to think that the world was Christian and there was a small amount of Muslim, and small amount of satanic, but it's actually the other way around. Mm-hmm. There's a large amount of satanic and small group of Christian.
I've been super busy lately, but I was trying to go through like all the redacted Epstein stuff. But I ended up seeing more of it just kind of like on people's social media posts and whatnot. Now, you got to be super careful because of AI and all that other good stuff.
Yes.
They talked about having like a trap door in one of the houses that dumped people into the water. And then when they talk about some of the code they were using, it's unbelievable some of the shit that if you sit there and granted it's in code, right? So who knows for sure? It's not like Lewis going, "Hey, I'm terrible at IT and Gabe's printer's never going to work," and then I have proof of that. It's
You're talking
more
about pizza and hot dogs. And
yeah, and then jerky and all kinds of other stuff. And it's like, there was one, there was a couple of emails and they redacted the names, but the guy was basically like, "Hey, I've got a family with me. We're on a boat. We're going to come to the island. They got, a 12-year-old and an 11-year-old." And it's like they're having these conversations. Or another one was, I think, a dentist or somebody telling him, "Hey, about taking, I don't know if it was Viagra or what it was, but about taking a pill and then meeting me for dinner and we'll go have, I think it was jerky or cheese pizza or whatever the fuck he was talking about, and Kool-Aid or grape juice or something like that." And it's like, the fuck are you guys talking about? And I think if it was clear, like if there was no code and nothing was redacted, I wish that was the case. But I think there's so much there that would fucking blow our mind. Like, I don't even know that we can fathom in our imaginations what these fucking people were doing to other people and kids.
Right. Well, I think all of us, the people are caught up in.
Paying bills.
No, well, they're caught up in who was going over there and doing what. But if you're truly investigating, you're wondering why, who's paying, who's funding him, why was he doing it? He was the middleman.
Yeah.
Epstein. He was the middleman, and there was a couple that were. I mean, they're saying Rothschilds were behind him. He was like one of their personal financial guys.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, the president of Israel, had connections to him. I mean, he was being told who to bring in and what to do.
So you think he's still alive?
So, oh yeah,
I think he is too.
yeah. So I mean, nothing's ever going to happen for him. Everybody wants to see something, because the people that are telling him what to do are the most powerful people in the world. So nothing is ever going to happen. It's a dead end.
So here are some of the key words that they got from the Epstein files that are, and what they assume they mean. Hot dog is boy, girl, pizza is girl, cheese is little girl, pasta is little boy, ice cream, male prostitute, walnut, person of color, map, semen, sauce, orgy, jerky, human flesh or meat, grape soda, human blood. These are some of the terms they're saying. That's what they mean in the files. My thing is that on those files, it'll be like you said. It'll be like, oh, great jerky last night, blah blah. I need more hot dogs, and it'll have
what kind of fucking conversation
what kind of shit is that, right? And then it'll have Epstein's file, and then the person he sent it to is redacted. Why is that motherfucker redacted?
Because these people are too powerful.
You know what I mean? Like,
they're above the governments.
Yeah,
and that's part of what it's like. So when we talk about this and we're having that conversation,
I mean, he was an asset. That was all.
It's like,
and I do think I'm like you. I think he's alive because
hell yeah, he's alive.
He's alive somewhere, not here, but
it blows my mind
somewhere.
It blows my mind when they sit there and say the cameras were broken for a few days.
Yeah,
and it's like, hang on, this is a federal prison where lawsuits happen. You've got this recorded somewhere, and you've got a backup of it somewhere. There's no way that you don't have these cameras. These cameras are down for 3 days or a week or whatever they said it was. It's like, it's freaking impossible. And then the crazy fucking thing was the night he died, they showed it, and I think there was even a portion of the video that was cut out. But you watch it, and the camera's here because you're watching it, and then it skips like, I forget how many seconds. But all of a sudden, the fucking camera does this thing. Like, it was moved.
Or it was a different cell. It was because those prisons, they're all identical. If I take this corner cell and match it with this corner cell, they look the same.
Well, I think the thing that kind of made me go, well, this is the same spot, was because there was shit in the background. Like, there was like a warehouse back there with, I think, a buggy and some other shit, and that never changed. So, like, even if you had a corner that each corner had a warehouse and there's a buggy in each one, it's not going to be set up the same. All the shit in the background looked exactly the same. It was just the fact that the fucking camera did this. So to me, if I'm going to go do something, at some point I'm going to grab that camera, I'm going to turn it away from what I'm doing, and I'm going to try and put it fucking back where it was. What'd you find, Andre?
Oh, I'm just messing around on Grok.
What was that Anthony Weiner thing? Because that's been coming up too.
Well, it goes back to, it was supposedly his, like, get out of jail if anybody messed with him.
Yeah, he was going to release all that.
And so there's a whole bunch of conspiracy theories around it. And the people that reviewed it, and I was just kind of looking at that, and supposedly like 8 out of 10 committed suicide. But again, they said it was...
The guards?
No, the police officers, NYPD.
Oh.
And supposedly it was just a high time for a lot of suicides. They were experiencing...
Yeah. You know what's crazy?
At the time.
You're talking about Hillary Clinton. Have you ever Googled just like death around the Clintons?
Oh, yeah.
It's ridiculous. I'm even surprised it's on the internet, but it is. There's a Wikipedia, and if you look, and it's all the people have died that are associated with the
I
Clintons.
think there's 56.
It's crazy.
56 people.
It's
Really?
people that have, like, I don't know, part of their entourage, like people who saw too much or heard too much. They mysteriously...
Yeah.
Or
Commit suicide or...
They speak out about him, or they're going to sue him for something, or speak poorly of him, in some way to get him in trouble. And
And like we were talking about,
they are extremely powerful, apparently.
Yes. Well, like even like Trump, like the thing that I try to explain to everybody, I said, that guy, as soon as that guy got in office, I've never seen a party try so hard to get somebody out. I mean, they've tried every avenue, they've thrown everything at this guy. There's a reason for that, man. I mean, this guy for the first time in a long time, like I always say, we have a guy who's our president who doesn't need their $1 million handshakes. He doesn't need to hang out with them. You know what I mean? And it's like they said, like y'all said earlier, it's fucking up their world, and they just can't wait to get rid of this guy. And it's I don't know. It's the more I look at it, like I said, it blows my mind the things that you read or you hear now, and it's like, what do you do, man? It's like me, you, like Bo Andre, what can you do as a civilian? We have zero power. We're just kind of at the mercy of these motherfuckers, man.
Yeah, that's sure how it feels.
I mean, we made their life hard by voting Trump in, though.
Yeah, But the thing that sucks is that he's going to be gone in 2 years.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then we got to find somebody else that's going to carry the torch or something.
Let me tell you something, man. Oddly, I kind of been liking Marco Rubio.
There's a lot of people that are.
As long as they don't get to him.
Well, they will, to some degree. Like, it's impossible to not. Whether it's threats or money.
If I was Trump, this is what I would do. With his money, I mean, I don't know what he's got left, but he's still a billionaire. Even though that's why I said he's a bad businessman. He's been bankrupt 8 times, but he still has $1 billion. You know what I mean? Like, he's got to know something. So if I was him, I'd be like, hey man, you know what? Continue what I'm doing. I'll back you. Fuck everybody else. I'll continue to support you with my money. And that way he can keep that. I don't need the rest of.
I don't think he needs to do that. I think Elon's already doing it and willing to do it with his.
Okay, well, Elon.
I don't know if he's worth $1 trillion yet, but I think he's really close. And he just offered to pay the TSA agents out of his own.
Oh wow.
Oh, really?
Piggy bank.
Well, Trump said the other day, I think he said recently, he's like,
Elon's a good dude, man. I know he gets a bad stick, but
fuck Elon, he fucked up my fishing spot. But I think Trump had said recently, he's like, he's going to use ICE. He goes, if you don't fund TSA, I'm going to send ICE agents over there to do it.
Wait, and I've been kind of out of the loop on that. Why are they holding?
Because they put
funding?
SpaceX, and that's where I used to fucking fish, Bo.
No. Why did Democrats cut the funding for, or I guess
TSA.
TSA.
I think it's attached to this
Yes, the
voter
Save
ID.
Act.
Yes. So funding didn't get extended. And so it was the Coast Guard, TSA, I think DHS are the 3 biggest agencies that are affected by this whole struggle.
Shows you that, I mean, you never want to go work for a government agency.
Oh, dude, what do you do when you got to pay? Because your bills don't stop.
Well, yeah, I think they said they had upwards of like 400 people just walk out and say, "Hey, we can't work.
Live month to month."
Yeah,
So
they were literally setting up cardboard boxes for like donations as people were coming through, like help these people live, and
It's crazy
food drives
that people in our government that are supposed to be leading us just cut off money from people they're representing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then they go straight to the front of the line.
Yeah.
When they go through airports, they're like, "Oh, screw these 1,000 people that are in line." Right?
Well, they were saying they stopped that. Like all the congressmen that usually would go front line, they're making them wait too now.
I hadn't seen that.
That's what
That'd be
I heard.
great.
That someone was talking about that the other day.
You seen those fucking lines at the airport?
Yeah.
What's weird is, Kelly just flew to Minnesota. She said it was easy. She was expecting it to be bad. What
but that's a
happened?
private plane.
What's that?
She flew in a private plane.
I think it depends on where are you at for spring break and like that sort of crowd. So
gotcha.
we in Texas, right? We kind of break it up into I think 3 different weeks.
Yeah.
So I think probably going out of here, she was okay. And it's probably when did she leave?
Yesterday, right?
Thursday.
Yeah, so it's kind of middle of the week. Nobody's Like it's not a Monday
She was like,
where you're trying to get
she
to
goes, that was the
Jamaica.
fastest we've actually ever gotten through, and it was smooth. She was expecting it to be a nightmare.
They
I
probably
was
have
like,
less scrutiny.
Huh.
So they're just like,
Maybe.
And then plus, also like Minneapolis probably isn't like a hot spot like Fort Lauderdale or something like that.
Yeah, you aren't going there for spring break.
Right. Yeah.
Well, like
Except
last
for
week it
Going
was a
for call to
big.
prayer.
Like last week it was a big issue. Like you saw the news, it was a big issue in Austin, where everybody was waiting outside the airport. But I was there at Hobby here in Houston picking up my daughter, and there was nothing. There was no lines. There was
Yeah, because she was on JetBlue or whatever that
they were
fucking
just
thing was.
they were, you know what I mean. So I guess you're right. It's just
I think it's timing
yeah.
for schools being released and then traveling back. That sort of thing, that wave. You know, like I'm sure some of y'all have gone to Cancun, and it's like if there's 12 planes that land at the same time, you're like, oh my god. But if you're the first plane, like, oh, you just go right through.
Yeah.
It just depends.
We went to Cancun during swine flu. Remember that?
Oh yeah.
Best week ever. There was nobody there. We walked through the airport, and
Yeah,
I mean there was
waited
probably
on.
there was probably 30 or 40 people at the airport. It was real eerie. And then we took the boat from Cancun across to Isla.
Yeah.
And
the
we're
ferry.
turning around and looking at Cancun. The beach was vacant. We're like, oh God, what? And it was best week ever. Kelly's cousin got married, and
Yeah, normally it's super crowded.
yeah, I passed out and didn't make it to the wedding. I got in a little trouble for that. Got eaten by mosquitoes. But it was a good time.
Nothing a little loving didn't fix.
I had to outdance some gay guys, and I never made it. I had too much to drink, so
You
Dude.
pulled the river runs through it, huh? Where you just passed
yeah.
out.
Well, there was a bunch of gay guys, and supposedly there was going to be a dance off, and Kelly's dad was like, "Man, you're going to have to put on a show tonight." So I was like, "Shoot, I better get hammered." And I got so hammered I didn't make it to the wedding.
Dude, it was crazy because when all that shit was going down at the Houston rodeo, Bo fucking threw a mini skirt in the truck and started hauling ass to Houston, but he didn't get there in time.
Done it. I've been in some stuff that I could never run for a public office. I've been in some dresses.
That's hilarious. Did y'all see that Houston shit? The rodeo?
They
Oh,
shut-
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
big squabble.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That and all the fucking like I was telling, I don't know if it was Lewis or I was talking to somebody. Like the world needs hoes, right? There's a place for them.
They took hoe down to
Yeah, literally.
literally. There's a hoe down.
But apparently, like the next day, they came up with a dress code, and it's like, me and Nina didn't have kids, right? So I'm super excited about sluts and hoes dressing inappropriately. But it's like, dude, you got a 4-year-old walking around. Guess what the 4-year-old's fucking face is? And this chick's cooch or fucking ass, you know? And it's like,
Staring right at it.
somebody was telling me they
I
call
didn't
them.
pay any attention to it. I see stuff like that. I just scroll by.
Well, I would look at it or screenshot it. Depends on what they're posting, but
I just look at it like
It was
not
just
surprised.
it was just the argument that the Houston Livestock Rodeo is a family event more
Should
than
be.
anything else, and you just had a lot of people like they can because a lot for whatever reason Houston has become a popular spring break destination now.
Really?
For whatever reason, so you had a lot of spring breakers come to Houston. So a lot of those people weren't even from Houston; they were out of towners, and so whenever so they they got it was Shabuzi night and they fucking got all crazy and
wait, you're serious? It's Shabuzi night?
yeah, it was Shabuzi
Oh,
night.
okay, okay.
Yeah.
Well, that makes
Shabuzi
sense.
was in town.
How was it? Were you there?
No, I wasn't there. I just saw the videos.
Well, it's funny because Bo's sitting over there going, I can't see shit because I had a gay dance off that I lost.
Yeah. I mean, I totally lost. Brett, my brother-in-law, went and put up a fight. I mean, he
Oh,
went and
he's
danced. Yeah.
thick in the bottom, so.
Yeah, he went and danced a little bit. He lost, or he said he did like the worm, and they were like on a whole nother level. He was like, I'm out.
It's crazy.
Is the Houston rodeo always around?
It's always the
break?
week. It's the week after, or they leave. The rodeo leaves San Antonio and goes to Houston, so it's right after.
Yeah.
So the timing is about spring
Yeah.
break.
Yeah.
See, actually,
I've never
normally
been,
normally our spring break would have been this past week, but we had it a week early. I'm not sure why, but they did that.
Ours was early too, so
Yeah.
I didn't, I just really never paid attention to Houston and spring break, and then you said it's a destination. I'm like,
But it's a
I can see
destination because
Galveston, but I
it's a
just-
destination because of the club scene. Like there's a big, like, in which it's understandable. You want to take that to the club, that's great. But now they're bringing it to the stock show and rodeo, and it's just they don't want it there.
On TikTok, there's a huge gas station scene now too.
Yeah,
That's kind of weird.
those takeovers. Those takeovers. What do you call them? The Houston takeovers, like when they take over the intersection and start doing their car burnouts, and they'll take over a gas station parking lot and just go bananas, man. It's ridiculous.
Basically, what we did on the side of Handy Stop times 2,000.
Yeah, like a car club or something. And
Yeah, but it's out of hand, and it's crazy because they'll stop in the middle of the freeway in Houston and just block the fucking freeway and start. They'll all plan it. They'll all show up. It'll be a takeover. They'll link up on whatever, and cause you got 200, 300 cars show up. And they'll block the freeway and they'll start doing donuts in the middle of the freeway or fucking blocking up, an intersection and what do you do, man?
I don't know. I guess that's why I live out in the country.
I was gonna say y'all do takeovers in Marion.
I don't pay attention to that stuff enough. I mean, I guess people aren't getting shot and they're just kind of a little chaos for 20, 30 minutes and everybody moves on with their life. I don't know.
Well, I think the rodeo they had a big old fight.
Yeah, so there was a bunch of fighting. There was a bunch of young adults fighting, and
Which what fucks up, right? Let's say you're there 15 years ago, 10 years ago with little ones, and now 200 people are throwing down in the middle of the fucking zipper. It's like, what do? You got to get your kids out of there. You got to get your family out of there.
No, I agree, but I tend to avoid those kind of things for those reasons.
I do too.
so like you said, they implemented a dress code like overnight, and then so they were trying to get people to enforce it. I don't know how that went, but
So it's all based off of clothing and people's behavior. I mean, how does?
well, they were
Yeah,
they were also talking about gang affiliations, like if you have gang
Pull it up.
gang
I'll
tats.
show you.
Yeah. So there was the only thing is like, how do you police that though?
You
Like,
got enough wild shit
and
on your computer already.
quickly, how do you police something like that?
Well, you got to stop them at the gate and turn
Yeah,
them
hey,
around.
you pop it like this. That string on the back that they're wearing.
oh yeah,
Yep.
2 fingers.
Dude, if I was wearing that shit, you did that to me, there'd be shit all over that shit. I saw a picture. It was I sent it to Lee and them. It was almost like a onesie. A girl was wearing like a onesie, but it was almost like a bikini, but it buttoned in the middle. And
Dress code enforcement. Yeah, dress code or something.
Oh, so you want to put?
Oh yeah, there's the fights. That's what happened that night.
Gosh.
yeah, that's a good one.
I mean, what is everybody fighting for?
There's the carnival one right here.
But like, didn't they have giant fights at Port A?
Yeah, they did it at Port A, and I think
And I said something.
Fort Lauderdale, too.
And somebody said, "Well, that's like every year."
Yeah.
And so it's like, well, you can't enforce clothing there.
You,
But
remember,
didn't
you
somebody
remember C101 Sea Sculptures?
Oh,
we
yeah,
used to go
yeah.
to all the time. They shut that down too
But
because it got
that's
too
the actual
rowdy.
fair right there at the stock show rodeo. That's
that one on the right.
yeah. They actually shut the fair down. They closed it for the night. They closed the carnival.
Yeah, I did read that.
Yeah, they closed the carnival.
Yeah, imagine having your fucking kids there.
I mean, hate to say this, but it's like a heavy demographic.
Yeah. It was funny.
One-sided.
I saw a guy online
Black
go,
activities.
I mean, I shouldn't even hate to say it. It is what it is.
I saw a guy online. He goes, "I'm not saying it's all of them, but it's always them."
I mean, yeah, why?
It's true, man.
So that's what I'm kind of getting at. So you change okay, you have to wear boots, jeans, and a shirt, but you still have, or does changing the dress code change who shows up?
yeah.
I think it's probably that. You
Because
know,
they don't have Wranglers and boots and
right?
a poncho shirt.
Yeah, but they gotta have clothes that cover that fit, right? That just is a normal shirt.
Hey, look at this fucking wild shit.
They snatched one girl's weave off and they started tossing around. And
I saw it,
They started
yeah.
messing around with it.
Yeah, that's crazy. Like 50-year-old or 49.
But they should also know, I feel like, know better. I mean, how long are you putting this on? And it's a big city. They should know how to, like, hey, how do we kind of keep it family friendly? Well, you put people at the door and
Another thing too, they're gonna. I heard that they were gonna talk about next year. Like if after a certain hour, if you're not accompanied by an adult, you can't be there alone because a lot of those are young. But then if you have young adults that are not 20, I mean, what are you gonna do? You know?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they're just trying to. In that case, maybe just trying to keep out 16, 17-year-olds that are there.
My guess is next year they'll probably see a big slump
Oh yeah, I wouldn't go there with my family next year. Fuck no.
until they clean up their act.
Yeah. But it's wild, man. It's wild how these motherfuckers are like. It's just Saturday night. You know what I'm saying?
I'm surprised nobody got shot.
Yeah. Well, hopefully they did a good job.
I think they do. I think you have to go through metal detectors. You can't bring a gun in. I mean, that's one thing.
That guy's got a cowboy hat on, so he could probably stay.
Yeah.
The guy in the wife beater.
I don't know.
Oh shit! They had turkey leg.
You think they would do a better job and know that you have to sort of filter out riffraff.
Do the dress code. Do the Houston. Why?
Oh.
Yeah, why Houston dress code?
Or a new dress code. Do the new dress code or whatever. Yeah, Houston already did a new dress code because it specifically talks about revealing clothing, gang affiliated tattoos. Which who's gonna police that? You know what I mean? Because I mean, you can hide your gang tattoos in anything now. I mean, you have to really know what you're looking at to know that's a gang tattoo. Unless it just straight up says, Mexican mafia on your chest, that's different. But if it's
Oh, look at that on the left.
yeah,
Oh, nice. You see, like this is appealing to 49-year-old people. You know what I'm saying? I don't really disagree with all
yeah.
this.
But I would say, I don't want my kids seeing that.
That's a full fucking.
But
cow.
I don't feel like that person probably started any trouble.
No. If anything, they're bringing peace.
I think it's just like you said. It's just a way to kind of wrap it all into one pretty bow, without trying to discriminate against too many people.
Well, the other thing is like you're talking about the, you're talking about the tattoos. You talk about the tattoos, right? That's probably something where it's like, hey, if Bojan's got a gang affiliate tattoo, and he comes into an area and he's kind of, making shit uncomfortable. I don't really have a grounds to get rid of him, but he does have a maybe semi-gang affiliated tattoo, and now I can kick him out.
Yeah.
So maybe that's part of it too. We're putting in parameters that we can use at our discretion.
I like that guy.
Who's that?
Brian Austin Logan. Anthony Brian Logan. Yeah, he's a good guy. He's a conservative.
Yeah, I don't know who he is. But
Wait, right
I
there.
watch like the same guys over and over.
Yeah, me too. I'm gonna watch the same dudes over.
Can you click on that one?
It doesn't
on the
ever
right?
stick in my head. when I
There?
watch 'em.
Yeah,
Yeah. See.
that's reasonable.
Yeah, but I mean,
If you can see ass cheek crease, you should fucking not get allowed in. You know what I'm saying? Take a
Dude,
picture
you
of
go to
it.
a volleyball game or a track meet, and
but like they said,
I
but
get
that's
it,
somewhere
yeah.
where it's part of the uniform. I guess it's. But you don't. I mean, like you said, they were saying like it's a family event. You don't expect to see that there.
Let me tell you something.
Like if you go to like the beach, you expect to see that, or you go to whatever.
I used to be a
But-
huge proponent of the volleyball shorts. I felt like everything needed to be done in volleyball shorts till his daughter started playing fucking volleyball. And now I think they should probably put on a little more clothes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Maybe some sweatpants.
well,
you know?
because it's funny because then they get in trouble at school for wearing something nowhere near that.
Like that
Small.
tight material.
Yeah, there's times when my daughters come home. I go, "You wore that to school today?" And she, because I leave before them. She goes, "Yeah," and they didn't say anything. No.
Oh, motherfucker, she got it in the house?
What?
We got that shit in the house?
I mean, 'cause like you said, they have those girl shorts that are just for the around the house or whatever, which is fine. But I mean, outside of the house, it's not fine.
You know what? Now we're fucking talking. We're getting back to Sharia law. Where now I'm like, you know what? Maybe this shit ain't so bad.
Yeah.
When it's our young ladies, I'm not a fan of it. Well, I think it's terrible.
Because we're telling them to cover up.
Yes. No, I think they should cover up. Somebody else's daughter outside of this group, fuck, volleyball shorts all day long.
Yeah, that's the same thing with like you saw in crowds. They're like, this guy's like, when you're coming down, it goes, if you pass by Buc-ee's, give me kolaches. Dude, I drove by Buc-ee's, dude. I looked down there. I said, fuck, no, I'm not stopping.
Which
there.
one?
Guess what?
Both of them. The one in Katy and the one right here outside of San Antonio.
Oh, okay.
Dude, I drove by there and I looked at the crowd. I was like, hell, I'm not driving to that shit.
They asked me how many kolaches I got. Fucking
None.
Zero.
None, because I didn't stop. I'm not stopping at Buc-ee's. Hell no. It's crazy. Man.
Yeah, but he's got like 3 fucking Bucky's kolache wrappers at the floorboard of his truck. So somebody got fucking kolaches.
It's wreaked havoc in New Braunfels at the 306 exit. Like
Yeah.
it backs up onto the highway.
yeah.
So they're now building one on the southbound side.
Are they really?
Towards
Oh, you know what? I saw that.
yeah,
You're right.
to alleviate some of that chaos.
The Bucky's?
Of people.
So they're building a
Crossing
Bucky's.
over.
So
to-
yeah, so now it won't be so busy and they can get into the parking lot because that's the problem.
I guess it's a smaller one on the other side.
I don't think so. It
Really?
looks pretty monstrous.
So they're building a Bucky's to alleviate the issue with the other Bucky's.
Yeah, so basically not
Fucking beavers.
quite across because there's already something else
Yeah.
there, but less than a mile away. on the
There's-
Well,
southbound
that's like in
side.
downtown Houston. There's a Starbucks across the street from another Starbucks.
Yeah.
The wildest thing I've ever seen.
Can you imagine the cash they carry?
Oh,
man.
fuck yeah.
So, I mean, they make all that stuff and sell it in probably whatever ingredients, and they buy from a bunch of vendors, but it's probably on a net 15 or net 30. And their turnover per day on their cash is probably crazy. They are way ahead of the bank,
Yeah.
way
Well-
ahead of their bills.
Well, I remember probably like less than 5 years ago,
They carry cash heavy.
they I think they donated $50 million to A&M.
Bucky's did?
Yeah. The owner of Bucky's.
They're building one in. They're building them everywhere because the company I work at, they design Bucky's, but they're putting them one in San Marcos. One's gonna go up in Bernie, and they're starting to build them like in Kansas City, Florida, a bunch of places like that. I was talking to somebody the other day, and I was like, you know where Bucky's would kill it in the fucking valley. I said the only problem is they wouldn't be able to fucking advertise clean restrooms anymore because those fucking people that shit all over the place, all over the walls, down in the valleys.
You know, I'm surprised there's not one between here and Corpus, right?
Typically, I know somebody super high up in the company, and basically it boils down to they need to have employees, and if they don't think that they can source the amount of people that they need, they don't build it. Because
guess-
you're right, it's brought up.
Yeah, I guess Luling, I guess around that area they could find enough, but you're right.
Yeah, for whatever reason.
But they pay pretty decent too.
Well, you know where I thought they would put one is just north of Corpus, where there's those soccer fields coming out of Cal Allen.
Oh,
Yeah,
between
Labonte Park.
like the cutoff to Odom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The what park? Yeah, yeah.
Bonnie Park.
Yeah, right in there somewhere, coming out before you have that long stretch where it's kind of coming in. It would be a perfect spot. It would be better probably than the south side of San Antonio because everybody's coming up through the valley through there too. I mean, it would be.
Yeah, no, the guy I know, he's up there, and he has he's a neighbor at our coast place, and I brought it up. I'm like, when are you guys gonna? He said, no, we looked at it. It's not a good move for us right now, as far as being able to employ enough people because of how busy they get, right? I
Well,
mean,
if they can't do that in Corpus, they're never gonna fucking do it, down south. I mean, maybe inside the valley, but not in between, which is I think would be a great place. for
Hey,
it.
I mean, and their employees are great too. They do a good job of training.
because they pay really well.
Yeah.
They really pay their folks well. And it's like Chick-fil-A, right? They say, people aren't that good anymore when you go into like a McDonald's. Like, but Chick-fil-A figured it out.
Right.
Yeah.
The people are always kind and courteous. And
Well, that's what I tell my kids. I go, if I was a teenager looking for a job, I'd try to work for Chick-fil-A because every time I like my son worked at Jack in the Box, and it'd be him and like one other dude in there all day. I said, you go to Chick-fil-A and they're like 20 deep. So I mean, I would wear the.
Like there's
right-
literally one person to put a fucking straw in the bag.
Yeah, it's like crazy. So like if I was a teenager, I'd be like, shit, I'd be trying to get in Chick-fil-A. Man.
Hey, that shit's fucking delicious.
Yeah, that too.
Fuck yeah.
But the Bucky's in Katy also has that long ass car wash. It's like the longest car wash in Texas or something.
What? Oh, I didn't see that.
Oh, the one in
Yeah,
Katy.
it's
The
massive.
Bucky's there?
Yeah. It's like I don't know how long it is, but like today when I saw it, dude, the line for that car wash was ridiculous too. It's like double laned.
Do you get to eat jerky? Like, why you do the car wash? Like, what's so special about it?
hey, what kind of jerky are we talking about?
I never think of doing a car wash as you go through Bucky's. You're trying to get in and out fast.
It's got a car. It's a.
But you can't get in and out less than 15 or 20 minutes.
Dude, it's fucking advertising. Like people want to. There's people that I work with because, like I said, we work on Bucky's, and they're all over the country, so they don't have Bucky's for some of these people. One of them came to Texas, to Waco, to see some family members, and she was so excited because she was going to go.
It's
into
become a
Buc-ee's.
destination
Yeah.
like Disney.
That guy nailed it.
Oh, fuck yeah. And I mean, they have great banana nut.
I've
bread.
walked in there and I see a couple. They're younger. It's almost like Disney with the ears.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this couple had socks, pajama bottoms, hat, shirt. Like, oh, wow.
Yeah.
This is something that's like legit kind of bananas.
I mean, they nailed it. But yeah, we need something just north of Corpus. I feel like that drive to Corpus would be so much better. I don't know. There's good and bad. Like I said last time, I think these kids are more conservative than we didn't care about being conservative or liberal. I mean, we didn't think of politics in high school, but
I don't think we did till
they do.
Gulf. What was it? Gulf War.
They're way more educated than we are, but they have the internet too.
Yeah.
I guess my fear at like this day and age, like right now, is probably will my kids need to go to college? Will they have a job?
Yeah.
Because I think AI is a lot more serious than people are taking it. So, like, my daughter wants to be an attorney. I just don't think there's going to be a big need for attorneys. I think you just kind of, this is what I need to deal with, you know. We got 2 attorneys here. And I think you just kind of put what you need and it spits out a bunch of data and documents. And
Yeah.
So do you think it's a better idea to maybe become a tradesman in some sort of way, because that's a little more harder to, I guess.
Man, I yes and no. I think some things they'll be able to like put a robot on, and then some things I don't know if you can ever duplicate a human doing.
Yeah.
But what are those things, and how many people are going to be fighting for those jobs?
Yeah.
Yes, there's a need. There's also going to be a need for oversight of that attorney AI. You know, is it spitting it out right? I mean, there's a lot of arguments there, but in 5 years, 10 years from now, I have no idea.
Well, I think the oversight thing, like I've heard people talk about it at work as well. And it's like, you know, well, AI is going to be different. We're going to need people to do the oversight stuff. But it's like at a certain point, are you really? You know, it's kind of like, is it going to, maybe it'll get so good that it doesn't need oversight. But then again, let's say by the time we're gone and your grandkids are here, right? I was talking to this one guy and he had an interesting point on it. Because he was telling me, he was like, you and I have lived without the internet, you know, when we were younger, right? We had that fucking Oregon Trail game. But outside of that, we had life experiences, right? So if we go put something in a chat, GPT or Grok or whatever, and it spits something out that doesn't make sense, we have a background knowledge of real life things that we've experienced to go, hey, this isn't correct. This is wrong, because we know how certain things work. But in a couple of generations, all they'll know is what they've ever looked up on these
YouTube videos.
yeah, YouTube videos and, you know, Grok or chat. You know, all they're going to know is what that spit out to them. So it's like, okay, is it going to need oversight at some point? Or at some point, are we just going to live around whatever the fuck it tells us? And that's the answer. You know what I'm saying? Now, it'll be different when it comes to, like, you know, calculations for, you know, air conditioned units, right? You know, it's got to be right, or you're going to have humidity, or the unit's not going to work correctly, let's say, if something like that. But at a certain point, it's like, okay, well, at what point are we going to stop fucking back checking AI, and we're just going to live with whatever the fuck it tells us? You know, that's a generation or two away, I would imagine. So I don't know. I kind of feel like the jobs that'll be available are the jobs that somebody has decided not to fucking put AI on yet. You know, because they can get robotics or AI to do pretty much fucking anything. So it's like, okay, but it's somebody's choice to go, hey, we're going to figure out a better way to pick fucking lettuce.
Yeah, so how do you tell your kid, hey, work hard, go to school, and then, oh, well, I don't know what you're going to do. And how many people are going to be fighting for those few jobs of a pipeline welder or a framer?
Yeah.
I mean,
Do any of y'all right now feel like college put y'all further ahead in what you're doing?
I dropped out.
Yeah.
Seriously. Like, did college
did I think it was necessary? No, I think I could have learned everything I've ever done in my life
through experience, right?
Yes, 100%.
Yeah, like me, the certificates I do have. I mean, like I was telling Gabe. I
Hey,
mean,
stop fucking bragging.
I was I could the job I do now I could have done without them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, because like I said, most of the stuff that I know now is I learned on the job.
Right.
You know, what I mean, I didn't. You know,
I was having a conversation with Benny the other day, Cantu, and it was funny because we were talking about this very thing, and I said, I went to college because I wanted to learn how to draw floor plans, and then you were going there, so I was like, "Fuck, Andre's going, I'll go with him." It was literally like that. But it's funny because like now, if I had a degree in engineering, I'd probably be making more money. But I'm doing the same fucking job that a guy with a degree in engineering does, and it's literally the same thing. And I just learned it on the job. I think one thing that benefited me was learning the drafting portion, because I think it's been easier for me to learn the engineering portion than it is to teach an engineer how to draft and learn the software. You know what I'm saying? The guys that I know that were older that came to do the drafting, because now that's what they want. They want, in the engineering industry, they don't want a draftsman and an engineer. You've got to be the same guy. They want you to draft while you're designing. So in that case, it's funny because I had this conversation with Jared the other day. He's got thousands of dollars in debt, and the job he's doing, it was never going to fucking pay that off, And we're talking one time. He's like, "Why did I even go to college?" And I'm like, "I don't know, buddy."
Or think back to high school. How much did you retain? What did you retain
zero.
that you actually use?
I think CAD design, I think it's all going to go.
I think so too.
I think AI eventually, when it comes to that industry, as long as you get the data right,
Yeah.
it'll spit out what you want.
There's no
Without
reason-
you, I mean, I haven't done that in I don't know how long.
I
20
would
years.
I would imagine at some point, and maybe not in the too distant future, I don't see why you couldn't go, "Hey, we've got so many square feet of a building. It's got these are the rooms in it. The architects already designed the room spaces and what they're used for. Here are the equipment and fixture locations. Here's the codes that we're designing around. These are the parameters, whether it's domestic water size or whatever. You plug it in. There's no reason why it couldn't fucking kick it out for you. It's just somebody hasn't decided to put AI on it just
So
yet.
I have a friend who, y'all know him, I'm just not going to mention his name. He's sort of the spearhead for AI in his company. And he basically has told our little group, he's like, anybody behind a screen is going to be done.
Good, because I
He's
fucking hate it.
convinced that anybody behind a screen will not have, you won't be necessary.
You know where the jobs might be?
But someone's got to be still telling the AI what to do, right?
I think there's,
Yeah, but you need fewer
eventually
people.
they'll start,
Yeah, you do.
well, it also depends too, because like myself, like I'm pretty much behind the screen all day, but I work for a school district, so I mean a school district is not going to be able to afford a robot. You know what I mean? Or it's just not going to happen. So I think depending on what the
If they wanted to give
the
one to a
company-
school district, they could go, "Hey, I'm going to charge Gabe, Bo, and Andre, $200,000 for a robot, but the school will give it to you for 20 or 35."
it'll take time, but it'll happen.
Yeah.
And if one school district gets a guy in charge in the technology department and he's like, hey, we're going to implement this. And then the other school district down the road is like, hey, they're way more efficient. We need to do what they did. It'll come down.
Well, like what I see is like the school has all kinds of great ideas, but none of them ever come to fruition because we just don't have the money for it. So I think that'll be the kind of the same situation. Like, yeah, it's great. AI would be great, but we just don't have the money for it.
Well, at that point, what he's kind of leading to is who's gonna have fucking money when AI is fucking taking everybody's jobs. So what happens now with people's income? Now do we all become socialists or communists now that the government says, hey, there's no jobs for you, now you got to take what we give you, and now we're gonna do this base income for everybody, but
Yeah, universal income.
universal income. So at that point, it's like, okay, who cares about money anyway? Because now the dollar's overinflated. People can't afford houses anyway. Well, let's just scrap that whole thing and let's just, here's your digital currency for the month. Don't fucking spend it all at Burger King.
And I think in some ways they need it. I think it might be a really good thing in a lot of ways, like, because there's so much corruption. Like, everybody puts their, like we were talking about early in the legal system, right? Like, let me put my thumb on the scale here. When you put it through AI, here's the outcome.
Right.
We have precedents 1,000 times over that this guy needs to go to jail for 10 years, not 2 months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you know, one thing that's interesting, and while we're talking about this, I'm sitting here thinking about it, and it's kind of like you think about what jobs might be available when AI gets heavy in the society and industries and stuff. Maybe it's the fucking face-to-face hospitality thing, you know? The people, you don't need somebody to serve food. You can sit somebody at a table and have a fucking conveyor belt come out and give them food.
But what about when the robot looks like,
Yeah.
and they're really polite?
I'm boning a robot. So,
And I love you.
well, I mean, there's that
thank
too.
you for
right?
that.
That's the other thing is like they're starting to make this shit look so real, you know, and it's just it's very scary because it's like you know that's a good point. It's like okay, well, fuck, what happens when they make a robot that looks just like a pleasant looking
I
person?
mean,
that,
honestly, how far do you think we are from them putting, or at least saying, hey, Gabe, you can put a chip in your head. You can be the smartest human being, like kind of like the Matrix, right? They're just like,
I mean, it's already available.
right? And then you're kind of like a cyborg at that point.
right.
I mean, Elon's already got it
Exoskeleton,
available.
right.
He's already corrected vision,
Yes.
Has he really?
hearing. Yeah.
He does it strictly right now. The implant that they do is only for like quadriplegic, like severe
I know
cases.
he did that one guy, but he's doing more.
Yeah. They take it case by case, and it's kind of
They basically have it available now. They aren't selling it or putting,
Right.
but for you to have the internet in your head, like Andre's saying, like
And, well, my
anything
son-
you want to look up, you
I
can look
came
up.
to La Cantera today to get my son those glasses where the screen's right here, because that's what he wanted for his birthday.
Oh shit, I hadn't heard of that. What are they?
The Meta glasses.
The Meta glasses, yeah.
You can take videos and stuff too, right?
Yeah.
So what do you mean by the screen?
The screen is right here in his right eye, and he can take pictures, see the picture, data. So if you were like a big speech person, you could have a teleprompter right here in your eye. And they look like the best description. Do you remember a Major League when
Yeah.
Charlie Sheen had those black, like
Yeah.
Ray-Ban looking? That's what they look like.
Really?
But they have cameras, and you can talk to it. Hey, Meta, what's the weather today?
Well, couldn't you also wear those for a test and you can cheat and?
Yes, there's definitely lots of things that he could probably get, except for the way we are. My wife's in
Yeah.
the industry, and she's like, no school. You can't take me to school.
Yeah.
But for $800, you can pretty much have everything right on your face.
Oh shit. Okay.
Video. So another friend of his got him a different pair.
What's he using them for?
He just wants to
Dude, you don't want to know what I would use.
mess around. Because I was hoping he'd use it I thought it'd be really cool for baseball. And his friend actually did loan it to a friend who was playing shortstop. And actually, that kid Shane that I was telling you about, the shortstop turned around to run for this foul ball, and Shane came in from the left field, and he caught it all on tape or video, where he dove in the foul line towards the fence, made the play. And I was like, son, the ones you're looking at, they're not really the athletic kind. They're more like you're walking down the street, and, hey, which way is Burger King? And it'll map it out right there in your eyelid. It'll play music. Anything and everything you can just talk to it all day long.
Oh shit. Track you.
It's
Track you for everything.
everything.
Yeah.
It's right there on your face.
It's Alexa for your face.
I feel like I saw something on them recently, and I'm going to fuck this up because I don't remember exactly what it was. But something about the Meta people have access to everything that you take photos of, like, automatically.
I used to be super reluctant about those kinds of things, Gabe, but at this point, everything's everywhere.
Yeah,
I feel like everything's listening to me. I feel like everything's
it is.
getting some piece of something from me. Like,
Right.
I don't know if you guys heard about the story. What was the Pokemon? Did you guys hear about this recently that they made the news? So they took all that data when people were walking around like this.
Oh, there was a game, right? Like Pokemon Go or
Yeah,
something.
they use all that mapping now for some other use. I can't remember what it is, but people are up in arms because it was like free data for them.
Right.
A mapping of the world.
Yeah.
They're always, that TV's probably,
I mean, I did it the other day. told Kelly, I was like, hey, look how, I mean, we all know they listens to us. And I was like, I need a new pillow. Sure enough. And then I opened Instagram. It was like right there, first couple of scrolls, there was some pillow ads.
Well, even like with Microsoft and Windows 11, it's full of so much bloat. I mean, unless you know how to turn it off, unless you know what you're looking for, yeah, Microsoft is anything you put, any keystroke, anything you're doing on that laptop, Microsoft is recording it, and someone's getting that information.
Yeah.
The only thing I don't ever do is put my real birth date on anything I sign up for. I have a certain date that I use. That's about it. That's the only way I know how to fight it a little bit.
Huh, that's interesting.
Yeah. I think it's too late.
I got a question going back to AI. What happens? Like you're saying AI can will eventually replace everyone, but
I'm not saying it. I know an expert who's telling me you have no idea. They made me the head. They bring me into certain teams, and the next day everybody's gone because of what I did, and they don't even say anything. They're just gone.
Yeah.
The whole team disappears because of what I did.
But just like humans, what happens whenever they get to the point where AI can be manipulated? Where it's not just...
There's no doubt that there's going to be all these bumps and hiccups, but it's coming.
Yeah.
There is a big wave of like, I don't know what my kids are going to do, because that's ultimately what he's saying, right?
Yeah.
And what it comes down to is, look, we're more days behind us than in front of us. We're getting old.
Well, that's where I sit there and I go, okay, well, fuck. Because, like, that scares me, right? I don't want to give in to just what's going on. And I don't want to give in to AI.
It's inevitable, right?
Right, and it is. I get that it is. But, like, I don't want to participate, you know? So it's like, how do I do that? You know, is it, do I get a flip phone? Do I need to get rid of technology in the house? You know, do I need to have, I have to have technology for work. So
You're using it right now to watch your father-in-law.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, you're constantly using stuff in your car, Google Maps, everything.
Well, I'm talking about
do.
for me, it's like I want this old fucking truck. I want an old truck, and it's like, okay, well, I've got an old truck.
Yeah, you want a carbureted engine.
Yeah, I mean, then I don't have to worry about the computer in the guy, right? But it's kind of like part of me wants to have, I almost feel like do I move out in the country and just get really simple, and then I keep my work life complex, right? Maybe there's a whole separate thing because I get crazy like that, right? I get to where I don't want to participate in that shit. I've seen people post social media photos of them on vacation at places they've never fucking been. And it's like because they used AI for that. And it's like, is that where you're trending now? Is like you don't even want to participate in, go into this location. You just want to fucking make an AI picture and put it on social media. And it's like people are going to start going that direction. I don't want to fucking participate in that. But
that's what it boils down to in the end is whether you participate or not.
Yeah.
Whether you, flip the switch or no, I'm good how I am. And like I said, a lot of us older guys, we're just gonna.
We'll be dead by the time the fucking.
Well, at least
everybody's living in a pod.
We'll be at least asking our kids like, "Hey, can you help me with this? Because I didn't keep up with it.
Yeah.
I need help with whatever." My son likes to keep up with it, so have at it, dude. You're gonna have to. You're gonna have to figure it all out anyway because it's coming. They're just gonna put it in your eye instead of in your lens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just going to keep building houses out in the country.
And I think
what I'm talking about.
going back to Bo's point where he said that these kids are smarter than we were. I think it just depends on where you're raised and where you're growing up because, working at a high school in the inner city of Houston,
There's some dumbasses.
a lot of them. And yeah, you're right. They do have all this in front of them, and none of them use it. They're still
Well, you know what? You're right because, like simple things of just driving from here to somewhere in San Antonio, unless they plug it in, they wouldn't even know how to find it.
Yeah,
I mean, we could find stuff, right?
Yeah.
Just we've figured it out.
I mean, that goes back to the life experience that we had prior to fucking technology. We can always revert to that because we have a little bit of that still in the back of our mind. Hey, before I had all this easy access, this is how we did it then. The younger kids and the next generation, the grandkids, they're gonna just know what fucking AI's been spitting at them.
I mean, if these kids had to drive from here to find a place in Houston, but their Google Maps didn't work,
good luck.
No way.
No, and even more so because I used to get angry. I'm like, what do you mean you don't know how to get home? We've done this drive from Corpus home 50 times.
They don't pay
And then it dawned on me. They're like this the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
And they never look up.
Which we didn't have that, so we were looking around.
Yeah, well, that's why we knew how to drive when we were 13.
Yeah.
I used to do that to my kids when
We
they were
knew the
younger.
rules.
Yeah.
Because we were watching our parents do it.
Right.
Yeah.
Dude, Nina's terrible. She's been staying at her dad's, and so the other day I asked her because I said you got 2 houses now. You got Nina East, Nina West, and she was at her dad's. She goes, "Which one's this one?"
Oh,
And I said, "What do you mean? Which one's this one?" I said, "Do you know north, south, east, and west, right?" "Yeah." "Okay, where's our house in relation to where you're at right now?" She's all west. I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" Like, we talked about this for 20 minutes. And finally, I had to say, "You're in fucking Nina West. I'm in Nina East." But it's
but
like,
that's not surprising to me. I mean,
but she's just like you're saying. When we drive, she's on her fucking phone the whole time.
well, they don't pay attention to where the sun comes up and it goes down. That should be the easiest telltale sign, right?
That's true,
Yeah.
too.
Every day. It comes up on some certain side of your house, and that should be everything, and it goes down on the other side. But they don't pay attention to that. Typically, it's on the female side of things.
Yeah.
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 A guy always knows.
I know. You know what I do take pride in? If shit got bad and I got dropped off somewhere, I would make it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd like to think I would make it.
I would make it.
I'd like to think I would. But
Yeah.
I would do like what you were talking about, Andre. That's like when my kids when they were younger, dude. I would tell them when we were in the truck or driving somewhere, I would give me your phones. I go look around, and they were like, "Why, Dad? Why?" I go, "Because if I were to drop your ass off right here, you need to be able to get your ass back home."
Well, I made a rule
You know what I
that
mean?
if because if like Kelly wasn't with us, they would argue on who got to ride in the front seat. And I said, if you get in the front seat, you can't be on your phone.
And they stopped wanting to get in the front seat.
Yeah. Everybody was riding in the back.
Bo was by himself in the front.
we had a rule for a while where my wife, they were like, "Mom, we want to watch a movie or whatever." It's like, no, your movie's outside. Just watch. But eventually things crept in and
Sure.
we
What-
stopped caring as much.
I think it's hard for parents to fucking raise kids that way because there's so much distraction for all the kids. So if you try and do that with your kid and he goes to school, his interaction with his friends, I don't have anything in common with you anymore, because you're not watching
Right.
MTV and you're not on your phone all the fucking time and you're not doing the TikTok challenges and you're not playing fucking Fortnite. Like all of a sudden it's like, okay, well, I like to go hunt and fish and be outside. I have nothing in common with fucking anybody else here at my school.
Yeah, so it's a punishment for my son. Is he just got Snapchat and he has to have straight A's. So
Something
if it drops below an A, he loses it. And now he got those glasses today, and he's like, "I want Instagram." I said, "Number one, I'm not sure,
Tell them to follow me.
and number two, the same rules will apply, and you can't have both. You're gonna only have one, like social whatever."
Sure.
So if your mother agrees to it, number one, same rules apply, straight A's, and you can't have both. And you're very limited. He has like time constraints of how much he can use it. But part of those reasons of letting him now is so he can have those interactions. I told him today, I'm like, "Why do you even have Snapchat? Why? You have messages. What's the difference?
Yeah.
You take a picture like your face and you send it to like 30 people."
No, like half their face.
Yeah, well, I said the ear. You take a picture of your ear. And I'm like, "I don't get it." And my wife's like, "That's just what they do." I was like, "But you can still do that with messages, like iMessages."
You know what? I started doing that too to them because I would make fun of them.
Yeah.
Where they would use like certain words, like they would say low key all the time. Oh, I would low key
I
do
used
this
that today.
And so I started doing it to them, and it makes them stop.
I did it today while we went to lunch. My son goes, "What did you just say?" I said, "It's low key good." 'Cause I was eating a chicken sandwich. But he's like, "Pops." And I'm like,
But hey, when you start doing it, they will stop doing it. Right?
yeah.
Well, like the other day,
My
my
kid, I
daughter's.
was like, "That's the dumbest shit ever. Why do you say that every time?" He's like, "Dad, you said stuff like this too, right?" I'm like, "No, yeah, we probably did." What do
We
say?
had cool shit
Yeah, like
Yeah, we had cooler shit.
like dope and
yeah. My daughter used because they use that word crash
What is that?
I have no idea what that
I'm gonna
is.
crash out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Which is like, I guess in there too, it's like lose control, right?
What?
And my daughter goes, I
It
almost
was
crashed
fall
out.
asleep back in the
That's
day.
what I told her. I go. She goes, I almost crashed out in class today. I said, go to bed early. She's like, huh? And I said,
Are they talking like an energy crash, or are they
yeah,
talking like,
or
I'm
like,
gonna
no,
lose,
I'm gonna lose my
meltdown?
shit. I'm gonna lose my shit. I'm gonna
Okay.
crash out. And that's what I told her. I said, well, go to bed early. And she goes, what?
You're so old, Lewis.
Yeah, I did. Like, what was the drip when that came out?
yeah.
And there's YouTubers. They're from Dallas. Actually, they're all Aggies. And they're like super wealthy. What are those guys? Dude Perfect.
Yeah.
The main guy, he came out and did like a skit, and it cracked me up. So I started doing what he was doing, like making just these words up, throwing them into my son. This is like 3 years ago, and he's like, "Pops, stop." I'm like, but I'm doing what he does.
Yeah.
Drip, no drip, whatever.
Yeah.
I was like, that's what you sound like.
You would have fucking up go drippity drip or drippity drip drop. Just fucking throwing variations. Where he's like,
I always say stupid things like, "This is what you sound like."
We just said barely already.
and radical.
Radical.
That was fucking badass back then.
I'm barely already there.
I use the word. I use
I
the
mean,
word
you're
cooked
there
the
or
other
not
day.
there yet?
I forgot what I was telling my kids about. I use. I go, yeah, that guy's cooked. And they lost their shit, man. They go, oh my God, Dad, why are you using that word? I go, isn't that what y'all say nowadays? And they're like, yeah, but you shouldn't say it.
Yeah, you're right. My son uses it all
Then
the
I
time.
hope you just said it
What,
even
cooked?
more.
Yeah, especially like baseball. He's like, "Man, that guy got cooked.
Yeah.
So what does
He got
cooked
burnt.
mean?
Like he got burnt.
Like he got
Yeah.
burnt. Or,
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, the fucking crash is weird.
that's what she said, crash. I almost crashed out in class today.
Yeah, no, that's
Go to
pretty-
bed early. I don't know what to tell you.
Dude, you know what threw me? You know what threw me off was when people started using the peach emoji for butts. I saw people using it early on, and I was like, that doesn't make any sense.
What was it supposed to be?
The peach is like the vagina. The
Yeah.
apple was the butt. And now
I
they're
don't know. I
using,
never used it, so
yeah, back in the day,
no.
the apple bottom jeans, boots with this something.
Yeah, but
Nelly.
I never texted, or I guess it'd more be sexting kind of innuendo.
Yeah, well, that's what Snapchat's for.
Yeah, but
That's what I use it for.
I think the kids. I think the kids. I think the Snapchat thing is that it's not forever. I know that it's not forever, but it's only there for It's temporary.
tell me
And
anything
it-
that goes into the ether isn't forever.
I know. Yeah, I understand
it's
that,
forever.
but in their eyes, that's kind of the appeal. Is that it's not forever. It disappears after so many
You're right.
seconds.
Someone's collecting all that.
Yeah, I
Everybody.
know. Well, here's the thing. Here's a thing for parents because
And as soon as they run for office, it's all coming
Yeah.
back.
Yeah.
Here's the thing for parents. If
I've got so many short dick pics out there, it's ridiculous.
if you contact,
Is that a belly button? No.
because I had to do it with my
Owie.
kid. Because I had to do it with my kid a couple years ago. If you contact Snapchat and you can verify that you're their parent or whatever, they'll give you everything they've put on Snapchat for up to a year.
Oh wow!
So
Yeah,
that's
so
how.
they keep it.
So you did that?
Yeah, I did that, and
How did that go?
oh, it didn't go great. It got worse. You know what I mean? Like that's when my son was. He had a vaping problem at one time, but
Dude, I hope y'all's kids don't listen to this one day because, like, I'm a fucking snitch. Like, the other day, one of his daughters popped up on Snapchat. Like, people you might know. And I'm like, hey, dude, does she have Snapchat? Was she supposed to have one? I couldn't remember. So, yeah, she got busted. But I was like,
Well, that's another thing. How the first time that happened to me, I'm like, how does it even know that I know these people?
I don't know.
Because I only got Instagram because of my daughter's soccer.
The fuck you guys screaming at me?
Yeah. Well, I just now started using it a little bit because the videos are funny, but yeah, it's kind of bananas.
Yeah.
Dude, let me tell you
Things
something.
can find you. Well, like when I was on LinkedIn years ago. Like, how does it all tie together?
Maybe it's in your contact, or you emailed them at one time,
Or they use the phone number
But
to
at the end of
send
the
it
day,
out.
it's collecting
got-
always.
it's got some algorithm connecting you through. You worked here, and that
Right.
person knew someone that worked there, and
Yeah, but it's kind of
But it's also like because it takes if you willingly put your information in, like where you're from, where you grew up, what high school you went to, and it's like, oh, this guy went to the same high school, maybe they know each other, you know, or this guy grew up in the town
Yeah,
next
yeah.
to this town. I mean, it just depends on what you put into it, I guess. But there's probably more to it. I mean, they're probably GPSing your phone and your kid's phone.
I mean, that's how ads
Can't
work.
find you.
yeah.
I mean, you
That's
drive
because
by
I
a
don't-
Tractor Supply, it'll pack
At
up,
me.
Yeah.
pop up.
Molina.gabe. I promise I won't say nothing dirty.
No, dude.
He's a liar.
I won't say shit. Well, I mean, I'm like,
I mean, how are you trying to find me?
I just did a search for Andre Sarmiento.
Well, yeah, I don't put my name, dude.
Oh, fuck. Well, then
He's
you
off
need
the
to text
grid,
me.
man.
Text me your thing.
He just
later.
told you he doesn't put his real birthday.
Yeah, I've always done that. Like, that's just too much. That's a lot of information.
Dude, let me tell you about Snapchat. I think it's a default setting, but you got to go in there and make sure that it's not showing your kid's location on the fucking map, because Nina's hot cousin has that on, and I know, dude, I can zoom in to exactly where her house is or her work is. Like it looks like a cartoon at first, but the closer you get, it gets a realistic.
I think I don't know what Lincoln's settings are, but I know that him and his friends, there's certain people that he shares, and they always know. What do I think about it? I'm not a huge fan, but at the end of the day, if something went down, I know that I can go to like 3 or 4 people. Like, hey, I need to know where Lincoln is.
Do you use the one
I can't find him. You know.
Use the one he was talking about, like the
Yeah, we have
cell phone?
360 for
that's what it is.
the car, the
Okay.
vehicle. Like, it'll tell you how fast they were going. Their
Well, see,
past, present.
I was talking about that earlier because I think we were talking about it's just. I was talking to Racy about that earlier. I said, as a parent now, I think it's more stressful to be a parent now because we have so much access to our kids now. We know where they're at. We can see them. 360 will tell me when my son's speeding.
Yeah,
know
but
what I
you
mean?
also care about this stuff. Our parents didn't give a shit as long as we didn't.
That's what I'm saying. We
get killed.
would, like when we left the house when we were kids. I mean, it was a prayer. Our parents were just living on a prayer that we'd come back safe. But now, so that's like my oldest son, who's 19 now. I stopped following him his location because I was just, you know what? I'm gonna give him
that.
I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt that he's doing the right thing, which he's not, but whatever. But I tried, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like I said, but it was just stressing me out because I would like look at his thing like, where the fuck?
He's probably hiding behind a levee.
Yeah. You see what I mean? Yeah.
Well, one of Oscar's kids.
Well,
No, I think you have to give rein. I definitely give my kids rein. I don't micromanage their lives unless I need to step in. Like, I don't know where my son is. I rarely look.
Yeah.
Rarely look. I know my daughter's speeding, but that's going to be her problem when she does, because she's going to either have to pay the insurance or figure out how to deal with those things.
yeah. But like I think I did it just for myself because it took some of the stress off of me, worrying about my oldest son, where he was at all the time, knowing that I know what he's doing, whatever, because I did what he's doing. But I think that it helped me just kind of
But your girls were bigger.
Yeah. And it just helped me kind of alleviate some of the stress off me, just not giving him a little more freedom, not knowing. But I did tell him, I said, look, man, I'm not going to, worry about where you're at. I'm trusting you're doing the right things. I said, but if I text you or call you, you need to respond pretty quick. Like, all right. Yeah. So.
Is he responsive?
No. Yeah. We ain't going at it all the time, but it's just, he's growing up. There's something we got to deal with. Figure out got to figure that out.
So at what point do you just say, we did the best we could with him, and kids fuck up all the time, right? Whatever level of fuck up that is, it's different for different kids.
Yeah.
But it's like at some point, I guess you gotta say, hey, we gotta let him live life, and hopefully, he doesn't break anything or start bleeding.
Well, I think it's different because you were talking about survival. Like you said, you could find your way home, whatever. Like I see it because of my kids growing up in Houston, and like my cousins' kids growing up in George West and Live Oak County. They're gonna survive. I know it. My kids are fucked because they just don't have the same survival skills that those kids have, because they're not behind like my cousin Christopher. For the most part, Blake and Jackson, they're out hunting, they're out fishing, they're outdoors, they're learning how to survive.
Well, they're interacting with the world.
With the world, and they're not behind a screen most of the time. They're not, you know what I mean? So it was where my kids are the complete opposite. They're indoors, they're always on whatever, Well,
I think there's the things you do with your kids, you as well. The processing meat part 2 kind of thing. It's like those are all things that we did with Dad when we were little, Dad made us do all kinds of shit because he needed help, right? It wasn't sure, I'm sure he loved us and wanted to be around us, but he also needed help, you know? And so it's funny because a lot of those things we learned early on, and I'm sure it goes for y'all as well, they're those life experiences we talked about before, fucking AI and technology. Like all those things we probably did them reluctantly. We were like, fuck, you know, I want to go hang out with my friends. I don't want to debone a deer, you know, when it's cold outside. But all those things kind of stuck with us. And now that we're older, we can look back and kind of be somewhat thankful for the interactions that we had growing up, you know, that were real life interactions. And so those kind of sustain us. But you guys doing what you do with your kids, at some point when they get older, they're going to go, I don't exactly remember how to do that thing, but I remember we did that. And I'm, you know, they want to try it again. There's an opportunity there for
Well, yeah, you let them know that they're capable.
Yeah.
I just threw Lincoln under the car and like, all right, we're going to change all the brakes on this fancy Volvo out there.
Yeah.
And
Well, that's
all
a,
right.
that's a big task too, because that's not something normal. You know, that's not something you do.
No, but he's
regularly.
very mechanically inclined and capable. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna be right here. Let's go at it.
Yeah.
And if we can't figure it out, then we'll just, you're good at YouTube.
Yeah.
We're gonna find a video and figure it out.
Yeah.
Like the one positive thing I can say about my oldest son is that he does have a good worth ethic as far as going to work when he's supposed to. But I mean, yeah, but as far as just like common sense, and there's just some things that I just see it in all my kids. They just,
You think it's influence, like he's influenced by other people, or he just?
I think that, but I mean, he's all in his truck now, so I mean, he can do brake jobs. He learned all that stuff, you know. Like I mean, but he's taught himself. I didn't really teach him that stuff. He taught himself that. Him and his buddies, that's just what they're into.
Yeah.
So he's
Tell him about the headlight.
Oh, the headlight, yeah. That was my idea, actually.
Oh, was it yours?
Yeah.
Oh shit! Never mind.
Yeah. So yeah. So I guess it's just like you said. You just gotta hope that you taught them right and let them do their thing like they kind of do with us, and just let them kind of.
Headlight went out.
Every kid's gonna be different.
Yeah.
I think my son, he always talks about going to the military. I'd love for him to be an officer, but sometimes he's like, no, I just want to go enlist. So, hey, if you enlist, you're going to be 18, and you're in the military. You're on your own, and you don't need me anymore. You're flying alone, dude.
Yeah.
Right.
But if he's 19, 20, 21, and he's going to college on our dime, and we're paying rent or we're paying whatever we're paying, then I'll probably still be pulling strings.
Oh yeah. I'm like I said. That's what I'm with my oldest son. He still lives at home. You know, so I can't just let him go. You know, I got to still be on his ass about a lot of things. But my second oldest, he's for whatever reason, he's always talking about going to the military. He's in ROTC. He does all that. So I mean, I'm pretty sure that's what he's going to do when he graduates high school is go to the military.
And to be honest, I think it's a great path to take. I mean, I watched my wife do it for 23 years. So,
Yeah.
and now she gets a nice paycheck every month, and we have health care for the rest of our life.
You know, I think that's the same thing with like Mr. Brown. Mr. Brown worked for a long time. And, you know, he did his time in the military. I think went into civil service. Granted, he gotten Agent Orange on him, and so he's been sick from that. So, but like because of his military career and then his civil service afterwards, like he's comfortable. He's very comfortable now. And it's funny because I was talking to somebody just earlier today, and the experiences we're having with him, it's kind of like, okay, you always want to save money to send your kids to college, but yet at the same time, you might have to save money for your end-of-life health care. You know, having somebody, the big thing with Mr. Brown, which is where I'm going, okay, maybe you need to start putting money away because somebody has to be there with him, you know, and because me and Nina work, you know, somebody's got to be with him 24/7. You know, so now we've brought in, what is a home health kind of thing where they come and just hang out. They literally just hang out with
I think a lot of that stuff ends up working out in the end, to be honest. It just happens that you guys can be there and interfere, but I mean, there's a gazillion people that they just get other services because they don't have income.
Yeah.
The government steps in.
Oh, I see what you're saying. So there is hope for me?
Yeah, to be honest.
Okay, good. Because
We don't really allow people to fail.
I was already talking.
They do, like, you know, people end up in the streets, but a lot of times there were a lot of signs, right? And they just went a little too far.
Well, like, I've got a friend of mine, we won't say her name, but She used to work in kind of like home health. And she talked about this one guy up north from here that she would go visit. And she said, we hadn't been to see him in a month. She goes, I went there, and whoever saw him last poured an entire bag of dog food in the corner for the dog, a big old thing of water, and left him there with food next to him. She was covered in piss and shit, dog hair everywhere, food was spoiled, and like nobody came to fucking check on the guy. And so she calls work. When was the last time we sent somebody up here to see him? Check the fucking records. They hadn't been there in a month. So yes, I think you're right. Those things, there are things available to people, but it's like the reality of it is sometimes those motherfuckers don't come because they don't want to drive all the way to the north side of the lake. You know what I'm saying? So they go, well, we'll see him next week, or I don't have time this week. All of a sudden, you're all alone. You know, me and Nina don't have kids. I was telling her the other day. I said we're murder suiciding our way out of this shit. So,
but if you're paying somebody, maybe they're not doing their job either.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
But you know what, Wood?
What's that? Robot.
Wouldn't AI come up with a schedule like, hey, you guys are red flagged, or that actually the caretaker might be a robot? I mean, I have no idea.
And I've heard people talk about that could be the future, is having a robot in the house that does the caretaking. You know,
man,
like,
I think it's a lot closer than you think.
Well, I think that's a great idea, to be honest with you.
5 to 10 years.
Yeah, I could see that happening. Right now,
and you're not going to be able to walk, or I'm not going to be able to walk because of whatever ailment.
Yeah,
I think we're just going to have an exoskeleton.
Oh yeah, that's an interesting thought.
I guarantee it.
Yeah. Well, like right now, Mr. Brown's deal is like $33 an hour. You know, for an 8-hour day.
You know, if that robot's in the house, what keeps it from, scanning bank accounts, knowing everything, and
I think all those things are fear for sure. Like,
right.
You got to worry about those things, but they will. It's going to happen.
Yeah.
There's no doubt in my mind. Now, whether I let it into my house or you let it into your house, that's up to you, right? You're going to have to spend 20, 30, 40, 50,000 on whatever.
Well,
but if your kids aren't coming to take
anything
care
it sees, it can process and remember.
Well, it's like the fucking glasses, right? Because I mean, anything it scans and sees in the room, it's processing that data and it's storing it.
Right.
You know, so all I know is when that day comes, I want a healthcare robot with vagina hands. That's all I'm saying. You guys ready to wrap this up?
Sure.
Yeah. All right, I gotta pee and I'm a little hungry, so we're gonna cut a lot of this out, but we got 2.5 hours. So, all right, fellas, thank you again. Black Panthers, South Texas. Thank you, Lewis. Thank you, Bo. Thank you, Andre. I appreciate hanging out with you guys. Had a lot of fun.
Real quick, rest in peace, Chuck Norris.
Fuck yeah, dude.
I've already seen a few good memes.
Him and Bruce Lee are rematching right now. All right, thanks everybody.
Thanks for listening to the Gabe Molina podcast.
Yo, Barry.